And good morning. Can anyone believe it is Monday again? How time flies. I hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day. It came and went, and it was fast, wasn't it? I hope you enjoyed that. We are sitting on a Monday, sitting at 63 right now. There have been some scattered showers throughout the evening hours overnight. Roads are slick, so be careful as you head out. We'll get into your forecast in a moment, but we do expect more rain today, a 70% chance. Most of that will fall a little after 1 p.m. today. We'll get into your forecast here in just a moment to let you know all of that good stuff of what to expect. Again, roads are slick. Be careful going up in curves, coming to stop signs. Just use caution. Drive slower today. We'll be right back as we begin our day. Let's go to Collinsville now.
You've likely heard the phrase, "He who will not work will not eat." Now, that's not just a maxim made up by some social conservative on some podcast. No, that's straight from the Bible. It's from the Holy Spirit through the mouth of Apostle Paul in 2 Thessalonians 3:10. And these words speak to a very important principle in life. Idleness should not be aided and abetted. Idleness is the sin of laziness. It's avoiding purposeful work or personal responsibility. Now, there are certainly those among us who cannot work, right? They're mentally or physically disabled or institutionalized. These folks should be helped, but there are many more who simply will not work. They're able, but they find work too hard or not worth the effort. And sadly, we as a society make it easier on them. We aid and abet idleness through social programs. I'll never forget one time hearing a welfare agent tell a woman, "If you'll just quit your job, we can help you." Beloved, this is not the way Jesus wants us to live. Apostle Paul says we are to follow his example there among the Thessalonians. He wasn't idle. He didn't eat other people's bread. No, he worked and paid his own way that he might not be a burden on anybody. People who can work should work. They should settle in and earn their own living. And for those that won't, let them not eat. To the man able to ride his bicycle or walk to the intersection to beg for donations, let him not eat. To the perpetual front porch sitter, let him not eat. To the adult child still scrounging off his parents, let him not eat. To the fraudulent disability claimer and the system manipulator, let him not eat. To the job snob who's overqualified to work, let him not eat. To the lazy one stretched out on the couch when the rest of the world is working, let him not eat. Does that sound harsh? It actually sounds biblical. And biblical is always right. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that message this morning. Always good to hear from Brother Ben. If you need a place, they'll be opening up those church doors on Wednesday afternoon, downtown Collinsville. We'll tell you all about what's happened this weekend beginning at 7, get you on your local headlines so you'll be in the know. A lot to talk about there. Nashville. We better be careful. This could end up like Miami before it's over. The mayor, if I'm understanding this correctly, and we have a lot of people that watch from Nashville, Murfreesboro area every day. The Nashville mayor is launching an emergency support fund for illegal aliens in Nashville. Would it not be better to abide by the laws of our country and worried about that? Once it goes, there's usually no coming back. Leads to other things. We'll watch this. Over the weekend, let's talk about a few things that has happened. This could be majorly good, as we've heard the word tariffs. Y'all know what I'm talking about, where things are going to get to where you just can't afford them, all of that talk. Well, what has happened over the years is the United States has been abused by other countries. This weekend, this is a 90-day working towards getting it worked out, but U.S. and China have agreed to slash the tariffs in a major step toward ending the tariff wars and making it more equal. This will be major should this work out. We've been getting the wrong end of the stick. And here's something else. Now, before I say this of what he is doing, I don't know all the details on this. We know some of it. But I do know this without a shadow of a doubt. How many of you take medicine? You go to, and there are so many Americans who are on Social Security. They got a small pension maybe. And the cost of medicine keeps going higher and higher and higher to where you can't eat. You've got to make a choice. Do I buy these prescriptions that are $700, or do we pay the electric bill and eat? Trump is expected to slash prices by signing an executive order to where the United States will pay the same for medicine as other countries. Do you realize in a lot of cases that we pay 10 times more than any other country? How many times have you heard someone say they went to Mexico and they could buy something a lot cheaper than they could in the States? This is what it is. He's expected to sign this. Now, it will cut it up to 80% is what we're hearing here. But let's step back something. I want to make this very clear because congressmen all across the U.S. need to be called. How many executive orders have there been? I don't have a clue. It's a lot, isn't it? All of them are aimed at bettering for every American. It doesn't matter what side of the fence or who you vote for. It's to help the average American get by. As I read this morning, 5 bills, get this now, 5 bills have been before his desk, which means Congress has not sent anything to him. This hasn't happened since the 1950s. 5, and you think of the many, many executive orders that have been signed, which means should there be a change in 4 years, there will be absolutely nothing left. It would all be undone. Right now, there is a majority of Republicans could vote this. They don't seem to be doing that. Thought you needed to know that. That's an update of where we've got. Had one guy write this morning that more has happened in the first 100 days than happened in the last 8 years, or last 4 years, rather. Kentucky Derby, did anybody watch that? I know it's a big social event, and all the ladies get to wear the hats. We had a winner. The jockey has been suspended and fined $62,000. Sovereignty was a horse. And I did not realize this, but you can only strike your horse X amount of times as you're headed toward that finish line. He is, I believe there's video of him striking it at least 6 times, and you can't do that. Of using the, I guess you'd call it a whip. That little small thing, you've always seen that on the movies, that little $62,000 fine. He is being suspended. Now, what does that do for anything else? I don't know. But
they didn't take the win away from him.
I don't think they took the win away from him. But he gets a money slash on him. That may not be the word for it, but anybody in Tennessee watch and feel a earthquake last night, this weekend? It rattled houses all the way from Middle Tennessee to Atlanta. A 4.1. And that's pretty strong there. It may have rattled a picture or two off the wall there. Good morning, Sheila. Good to see you, Barbara. Did anyone? You just it never. I'm never shocked, I guess, as we saw some spokesmen from where they were housing illegal immigrants, to where we had some Democrats storm the gate. The mayor was arrested, and they're looking at possibly going back and arresting the ones from Congress that were involved in this. It was the mayor of New Jersey that got arrested, the mayor from New Jersey. He had 2 Democrats from the Senate that possibly could get in some trouble over this. They stormed the gates. If you've seen the video with this, and it's out there. It's going to begin today. Sean Puff Daddy's trial shall begin today. Opening arguments are set to begin this morning. We don't know the outcome, but boy, the odds are stacked against him at this point. What is the truth? We hope to find that out in court. Now, I haven't listened to this, nor do I plan on listening to it. Is he going by Yee this week?
I don't know what he's going. He's going by, I need help.
He does need help. Bad help. Yee. We'll just call him by what he wants to be called this week. He has got a song out glorifying Hitler. Have y'all heard? He's got millions of views at this point. It's being condemned by most, and, well, most are trying to get it off of the platforms at this point. He's got problems. We'll say that. I think we could logically say that without missing a beat on that one. Up to 1,000 transgender troops are being moved out of the military in a new Pentagon order. It was upheld by the Supreme Court. We have another problem. Something's got to be done about this. We don't need any accidents. For the second time, New York, N-A-W-A-R-K. I know it sounds a lot like New York, but it's Newark. The computers blacked out again. This is a huge airport. Second time this has happened for a few minutes. Blacked out. We have too many planes in the air. It is time that we do upgrade airports. Again, I don't know a lot about technology, but I know we got issues. Too many planes in the air to have this happen twice. We move into some sad moments that happened across America this weekend. A tour bus near Los Angeles crashed. 32 people hurt. One person died in the accident. How horrible it is. We go to Milwaukee. 4 were injured, 4 died in a huge accident there also. It doesn't end there. A New Jersey home got leveled. We're expecting it to be a gas leak. I don't know how many times we've seen this, but it does happen there. 1 dead, and this is, we've talked about this over and over and over. As you go out and you start vacationing and hiking to these national parks, be careful. We had 1 person die, 4 hikers rescued in Arizona. Heat-related illnesses over the weekend. This would happen near the Tennessee-Georgia line. And again, as I mentioned, there were several accidents this weekend. Tennessee, I-75 there. We've got, I want to say at least 3 fatalities. They're not actually given how many fatalities it is. And there was suspected 3, but they haven't told how many there. They're at the Georgia-Tennessee line. It was a horrible accident there. It involved 6 cars and an 18-wheeler. They have not released how many people have deceased in that accident. They're still investigating all of that. Here's big news. Now, I listened to part of it, and I hope that he uses a little bit of English language at some point. But the Pope, he is very fluent in several different languages. I don't know if you've watched this. His brother getting ready to set sail, or rather in an airplane, I need to say that again, to travel to Rome to visit with him. He will be there, I think, through over the weekend he left, and he will be back sometime Tuesday. He will not be there for the official ceremony. That's a pretty big deal for your brother to get that, isn't it? Yeah. The world now has two U.S. world leaders that are strong. Will it change the course? I think they're separate. They have different beliefs. We'll see how the Pope does over the next few weeks. Leo is what they're calling him. He has asked in one of his first addresses for a ceasefire between Gaza, and he asked for hostages to be released. Very calm man so far. We'll see what continues with that. We did have a hostage, the last hostage. The president did get the last one from Hamas released. That is good news. A 45-year-old Oregon case being solved. That's a long time. A serial killer, Randy Kraft, is identified as the suspect in a 45-year-old case. It's amazing how those come to light. In America, I don't understand this. I would never do this. Odie would never do this, and most of you watching this would never do this. Say your ball team loses. Well, it's a loss. There's always someone that can be blamed for the loss no matter how you do it. Somebody dropped a ball, someone missed a shot in basketball, or fumbled. In baseball, the Astros' Lance McCluers says that disgruntled people are calling his family and threatening them and his children. You know, there's win and lose in this world.
You can link it back to they got a trophy for losing.
Yeah. As Odie said, you can link it back to getting a trophy for losing. That's not right. And we shouldn't stand up for this. People that do that should be well taken care of. They need a fine. They need something. Shamed. You don't do that. University of Miami, their linebacker is involved in a car crash that has killed 3 people. We don't know who's at fault. A 10-year-old, a 4-year-old were killed in a crash. That breaks my heart. I'm sure it does yours as well as we look at these headlines this morning. Remember the Librarian of Congress that got fired last week, somebody else connected with her. The top copyright person has been relieved of her duties. Now, we didn't get details of why, but that has happened. Anybody ever petted a kangaroo or been around kangaroos? I've only seen them. I'm going to be honest with you on Crocodile Dundee. That's as close as I've ever been to one. But apparently they can be dangerous. Wallabies and kangaroo, South Carolina. A man, his family owned it, was found deceased inside the fence where they were. They've got all types of wildlife biologists there investigating this. He did lose his life to an animal. They haven't said how or what. But I think those kangaroos can be dangerous. Be cautious if you ever go on one of those. Let's see what else is happening this morning. I don't know if this will go anywhere. Have y'all heard this talk about Trump accepting an airplane from another country that he could use as Air Force One? It's talk. We'll see what becomes of that. It's supposed to be a palace in the air. We'll find out about it there. Arnold, good morning. Good to see you there. Hey, Bob, how are you feeling there? Good to see you up and at 'em. Jeff Lewis joins us as well. We got your forecast next as we begin this. Beautiful day. Already, May the 12th? Can y'all believe this? Mother's Day has come and gone. And I mentioned that as we began the broadcast. I do hope you had a chance to spend a few moments with your mother. And for those of you who couldn't, I spoke with someone who'd left the cemetery to spend just a moment with their mom. It's tough on everybody to be without your mom. For those of us who have them, spend as much time as you can. I know we're all busy sometimes and you get caught up in the day-to-day life. Take a moment, as you wouldn't be anywhere without that hand that rocks the cradle, would we? Because that does rule the world. We'll be right back.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
And welcome back. Let's get into the forecast.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look at Alabama, we can't show you the stuff from Jackson because, well, they hadn't done anything. I don't think it's because of slashes. I think everybody's got their job. Something's going on. As we go to Bama, we'll look at their outlook here for today. They sent us their graphics. 76 is expected there in Demopolis. We'll go over to Birmingham, 77. As we go further east, the rain will lighten up. Auburn, somewhere around 78. Now, this is what we've got from Jackson. We did get this as we show some new graphics. This is a level 1 storm. Doesn't quite show it like it used to, where you could see the cities, and they're changing things over there. 2 to 3 inches of rainfall is expected today through tonight. We'll keep you updated on all that, and it does dip down to Clark County, taking in portions of Jasper County, as you'll see Newton County, and all the way up in there. Used to, you could see where your city was and the way they done that, but they're changing things, they think, for the best. Let's take a look at what's happening here. 6-day outlook here. Warm weather right there across the Meridian area and south all the way to the Gulf Coast there, and taking in most of that Gulf of America area there. Warm. As we look at our 7-day outlook from our radar system, we'll show you that we'll see 75 to 76, depending upon where you are. 70% chance of rain. Now, I expect this at this point. Things can change a little bit. We're expecting showers to begin somewhere around 1 and last through that 4 o'clock hour. We'll watch that closely. That's what we're expecting there. Could be heavy rainfall from time to time there. We'll warm up a little bit tomorrow to 79, and y'all get ready. By Wednesday, we're at 87, and we hit the 9 mark on Thursday. 91 expected Thursday and Friday, and by Saturday, high of 89, a 40% chance of showers, and most likely there's going to be a lot of makeup events happening on Saturday due to this past Saturday's rain. A lot of things were postponed due to that. Sunday, we'll see 90 drop into a 30% chance of showers there as you head off to church, and as we go all the way through the 26th, we've got upper 80s, 90s there at first, and then we'll drop to the lower 80s about the 22nd. And we'll stay that way till about the 26th of the month. It'll be June before you know it. Let's look at our fishing forecast. What's happening there today? Your best times today to head out is going to be right around noon until 2 o'clock. We got a minor time right at dark 30, it looks like, around 7:30 to 9 o'clock. Then we've got a little bit there this morning. If you were fishing before daylight, it was good. Sunrise happened at 5:58. We're back in the fives now, with sunset lasting as long as 7:44. And we're going to have a light southeast wind becoming around 5 to 10 this morning, so a little bit out there. Watch burning if you're trying to do that. It could cause a little fuss there for you. Let's go take a look at radar this morning. Let me flip back over to this so we can take a look-see at what's going on nationally. I think we do have some fog in the state of Mississippi. Let me get over here, turn this off where everybody can see. Had all this set up and we had to restart everything. As we pull up our radar this morning, let me close this. We do have fog showing up here. This is going to be mostly in Philadelphia and also over to Kemper County. As we turn on our locations, let's take a look at where we're at. This will start at the Neshoba County line, right there outside of Edinburgh, follow Highway 16 all the way over to about Highway 397 going into the city of DeKalb there. It'll go all the way down to Union, Mississippi, and most of Kemper County, that western side, has a lot. Not saying there couldn't be some areas in Lauderdale County, but our biggest showing up in Neshoba and Kemper County. Light showers still showing in southern Kemper, all south of Highway 16, if you're going to be in that area, and a little bit on the eastern side of Lauderdale County through York, Alabama, Cuba, Alabama, Epps, Bolagie, Gainesville. Over there at the church, there at the river, it's a little bit of rain there as well. As we look west, y'all be careful once you get to Morton. You're going to get into some more fog all the way into Jackson to about where the 220 split is. Be careful there. That's a rough area, especially if you're not used to all those people showing up at one time trying to get somewhere. Don't y'all think they all need to get a job? They'd stay off the road some? Whew. It's a heap of them over there. I don't know where they're all trying to get so quick, but be careful there. Arnold said Jackson is adding more lanes on 55, and it's a mess. I haven't been to Jackson in quite some time. Karina says it's very foggy in Winston County. I loaded some pictures just a little bit ago that we got late yesterday afternoon from the storms that were going through. One of them was from Winston County. We'll talk about all that coming up at the top of the hour there as we begin this day together. Paige, good morning. Glad to see you there. We are off to a new week. Lots going on this week. Memorial Day will be here before we know it. We'll tell you all that's going on. Touch program, Touch a Truck. I said that wrong, didn't I? Coming back this Saturday. All on the way here. Join us, won't you? We're coming at 7. We'll tell you everything that went on overnight in the last couple of days since we spoke. What happened in Meridian? We'll tell you all about it. Up and coming at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.